Hello everyone, and I am Carla Sanders, the Cosmic Crone, and we are getting ready for the full moon in Scorpio. The sun is in Taurus, which here in the northern hemisphere is about spring and burgeoning energy and warmer, longer days. And it is really amazing to tune in to where the moon is. This is going to happen Monday night. So if you have clear skies and you look at the full moon, you will be looking at Scorpio. Scorpio is the shadow. It is the shadow of the astrology chart, the zodiac. And in the shadow are all the things we don't talk about. Sex, death, money. The things that we would deny, that we both crave and plummet toward as fast as we can, and then pretend that it's not happening and go into deniability. And the moon, the full moon, will be lighting up that sector of our charts. So while by day, the sun is shining and the flowers are blooming and the trees are leafing out. I'm in Maine. Things are like a solid month to 6 weeks behind the rest of the country. At night, we will be staring into the face of our darkness, our shadows. But guess what? Those shadows, it's not April showers that bring May flowers. It is the dirt, the soil under the roots. So we will be blooming by day and feeding ourselves in the shadows by night. That is what this full moon in Taurus is all about. What is going on in the sky? Let me review 11:31 p.m. Eastern Time where I live on April 26th, which is Monday night. So we have plenty of time to prepare. We're looking at a few multi-conjunctions. And first, we've got the Sun, Albion, and Uranus in Taurus. And Venus is still pretty close to the sun, so she's moving beyond, but Venus and Mercury are in conjunction in Taurus as well. So there is so much Taurus action. And the moon is like holding the kite string of all of that Taurus energy, which makes sense. The roots are deep. And Albion is somebody I sometimes, certainly when I'm doing personal charts, I always look to see what Albion is saying, because Albion is the name of the thresholder. Albion represents the one who holds the door open, who helps people cross from one state into another. And this is transformational. It's very much akin to Pluto energy, Hecate energy, shadow energy. It makes perfect sense that opposite this moon in Scorpio, here in Taurus, we have Albion and Uranus. Uranus is the spiritual epiphany, the sudden stroke of insight, the event that comes out of left field. It can be a tragedy or an unexpected boon. But whatever it is, it completely changes your life and completely upsets the status quo, everything that you believe about yourself. And whether it's good news or bad news, it's going, our minds hate change. And so you've got Uranus and Albion, the threshold. Albion is holding the door for birth, death, and sex. Those are the major threshold in the natural cycle of our lives that we all experience one way or another. And then Uranus is there with the bolt from the blue. What could that possibly mean? What could that mean for you in your life? What could that mean for society? And the sun is there, and the sun is going to continue to catch up with them. The sun is moving towards this conjunction. Now, this conjunction between Albion and Uranus has been going on since late Aquarius, and late Aries, and they move apart and they move back together. But as of Monday, they are at exactly the same minute, a degree and minute of Taurus. This is significant. So, what's going to happen? Sometimes it's like a premonition. Does that mean that Monday something incredible is going to happen? Maybe, maybe not. But for sure, it is a moment to go within, to use this full moon energy to prepare. Get ready, because it could have already happened. It could be coming down the pike. But what this is saying is this full moon is beaming this light. And so Albion is about the threshold, sex, death, birth, and creation, and generating income, generating money. So money is another thing. It's a burst of energy or a drain of energy that changes our lives. It influences us a lot. So Albion probably has something to do with money as well, and so does Uranus. A lot of whatever those two energies do, when they merge, money's going to be involved. And here we are in Taurus, where Taurus is all about abundance. Venus rules. It is about luxury and comfort and the body, sensuality. And money is an energy that is very much related to that and related to sexuality and eros. It's almost like a concrete. I say that money is orgasmic energy in measurable packets. So I'm just saying that the things we don't talk about, sex, death, and money, in the shadows of Scorpio, in the fertile compost of the soil beneath our feet, that moon is illuminating them right across from planets that are speaking to those very subjects, ready to usher us into a new place, a new state of consciousness. A threshold really is a metaphor from going from one state to another, from one condition to another condition, from one room, space, stage to another. And really, all of that influences our consciousness. And so, even without your physical circumstances of your life appearing to change, you have the opportunity to change your consciousness. And often a change of consciousness is what makes way for a change in your physical circumstance, if that is something that you desire and you're working on. And we humans are always desiring a change in our physical circumstance, while at the same time we are actively resisting the same change. Go figure. And so sometimes we have to be kicked. When it's time to change, and our soul knows that we as humans are designed for change and equally designed to resist change, so our soul will kick us. That's why Albion is there, and Hecate is there, and Pluto are there to give us a boost across. And if they're using Uranian energy to apply boot to butt and make sure we cross that threshold when it's time. It can happen that way. So I had no idea I was going to say this. I always ask the Cosmic Crone, what's the message that's needed? And usually it's, what do I need to hear? Thank you very much. Consider the message delivered. Take it or leave it. And don't shoot the messenger. What the other beautiful thing, there's a lot of beautiful Taurus energy here because we have Venus and Mercury together. And actually, if I looked at today's chart, Mercury is probably hanging out back here with Albion and Uranus, because Mercury is a fast mover. So 4 or 5 days hence, Mercury is going to be hanging out with Venus at 15, 16 Taurus. And Mercury and Venus. Venus is at home in Taurus. She's right in the fat part of her palace. She's like sitting on the throne of her Taurian palace. And she is there opposite this moon and opposite this Scorpio, saying, whatever it is you're afraid of, or you think you're afraid of, it's beautiful. You are beautiful. You are divine. You are shining. Hang out here with me and know your body. Sit in the sensual gorgeousness of having a human body. Set aside any judgment you might have about this body, any shame, any disgust, any ideas of when I lose weight, or I'm getting too old, or any of that, and just realize that it is an honor and a privilege to have a body, and that whatever else is going on with your body, there is room for pleasure. There is room. There is space. Pleasure heals. And so watch for that. Venus and Mercury are in Albion and Uranus are hanging out together in Taurus. Venus, as I speak, is moving over this conjunction with Mercury, and they are going to meet at the full moon. So we're getting very close, very close. Next weekend is Beltane. It is the time for celebrating fertility, doing the fertility and pleasure ceremonies and rituals that bring fertility to the earth, that help the crops grow and make the animals abundant. And once again, we're activating abundance in our lives. When we are activating sex and money energies, we're activating abundance energies. And if we're bringing Pluto in, then we're calling for transformation. And that can look and feel like death to our minds. What did I say? The mind hates change because it feels like death. And truthfully, in order to step over a threshold, in order to receive a change in your life, in order to surrender, there's a part of us that must be willing to fall away, to relinquish control, the illusion of control, and die. So we are in this full moon, in this burgeoning of sensual, erotic energy brought in by Venus in Taurus, by the Sun in Taurus, and by the Thresholder and Uranus in Taurus. And there's more. We're not even finished with Taurus and the connections. Sorry, I've got to take a breath here. This is a lot. This is a moment. This is a moment. This is the genuine Beltane. Beltane starts on Monday. So begin. Stand under that full moon. Sunday night, Monday. Take your drum, light a fire, dance. Feel your body, be in your body, be on the earth. And surrender, actively surrender, and allow things to fall away that keep you from your erotic creative energy, your force of creation, your allowing of desire to rise up through you. It's really important stuff. It's work that we need. This is the energy we need, whether we're changing the world, working for social justice, putting food on the table, making great art, living. So we have even more potent divine feminine energy going on in Taurus right now. Black Moon Lilith is at 20 degrees, 21 degrees actually. She is 2/3 of the way through her sojourn in Taurus. And she's not making a real exact aspect to anybody that I have on my chart right now, but she is so powerful. And as I looked at this chart, I really got how Black Moon Lilith in Taurus is tapping into Venus energy. She is in Venus's territory. Now, Black Moon Lilith is the divine feminine before patriarchy. That's how I see her, as the void of creation. The feminine energy that was present at creation, without which nothing exists, and she has the particular energy of titrating that, using that energy and molding it into form. So Black Moon Lilith in Taurus is really the one who is making the seed sprout, who is causing the animals to give birth. She is taking all of that cosmic energy and saying, live, exist, put on a material form. And you can be an atom or a galaxy or a calf. I have cows in my field getting ready to drop their calves sometime soon. My tomato plant sprouted today that I planted the seeds 10 days ago. This is amazing. So Black Moon Lilith, in addition to all of that Taurus energy, she's also right now, especially now that Venus has picked up, has entered Taurus herself, she is amplifying the Venus energy. So even more sensuality, even more burgeoning of your feelings of desire and sensual desire and interest in sex. And if sex is problematic for you for any reason, that may be what is amplified because it's coming up to be healed. And so this is the work that you can allow yourself to sit with and ask the moon to help you know what to do next. I can remember 20 plus years ago when I was at my lowest point and wanting sexual healing, needing it. That's what I did. I sat in Vision Quest and prayed and said, send me somebody because I don't know how to do this. And that within weeks, I was working with someone who could help me. So you can do that in this full moon. Tap into Venus, Black Moon Lilith. And whether your desire is, I just want more and better, there is more available to me through sexuality, then yeah, go for that. If you feel like you've got some kind of block or pain, suffering, or struggle, then ask for the help that you need to heal that. Now is a really good time. You are well supported in this. Let's take a breath. That's big. And the next energy in in Taurus is Algol, the eye of Medusa, the Lilith star. And I read, when I do astrology readings for clients, I read 3 Liliths, and they're all active in this chart. So we've just talked about Black Moon Lilith, who has this universal goddess energy. And Algol is the scary one, the terrifying one, the one that patriarchy and monotheism said many eons ago. She is the demon. We reject her. We send her back to hell whence she came. And if you worship her, you will go to hell too. The demonized feminine, the demonized goddess. So let us say that for anything to be created in form, there is a masculine principle and a feminine principle, and they are of equal importance, and they have to work together, and they have incredibly unique energetic roles in order for things to happen. Well, somewhere along the line, as patriarchy rose, whoever they is, someone decided that the feminine principle needed to be subjugated, that she needed to be demonized, that the masculine energy would take all of this power for itself, himself, and become a monotheistic deity with male attributes only. And in some cases, completely incorporating and subsuming the female attributes of creation. Well, we know that's a lie. The goddess never went anywhere. It just simply screwed us up, because half the world's population that is feminine presenting and carries feminine energy, and within the other half of the population that is masculine, everybody's balance is off. And Algol is right there in Taurus, where she lives all the time. She stays there, representing this feminine energy that we look at her and we are afraid, because we have been taught to be afraid. And in fact, because she must bring things back into balance, she is terrifying. She comes with a sword. She comes to destroy. She is Kali, Sekhmet, all of the destructive goddesses. She is the end of the world as we know it. She is all of that. And when you leave your gifts upon her altar and acknowledge her presence and realize that she never left, she cannot leave, she is part of the principle of life, she says, I love you, child. Are you willing to come near? You may approach. And so we gather up all of our fear and recognize it as courage, and meet her within us. Well, that's the goddess, and she has been so active the last 2 years. Vesta has met her. Venus has met her. And Black Moon Lilith is about to meet her over the next few weeks. Already close enough now to be saying, sister, sister, I see you. Sister, I merge my energies with you. We shall not be stopped. And so they are having conversations now, both of them with Jupiter in Aquarius, saying, that's a square. That's saying, let's draw our sword and go have a talk with Jupiter in Aquarius and say, it's time to change the world, and the divine feminine is what is going to change it. So work with this, Jupiter. Squares take action. That we have to do something to unleash that energy. It is kind of a locked up energy that is saying, there's tension here. What are we going to do with this tension? This is potential energy that we can use. And so these two are saying to Jupiter, help us out. Bring us what we need. You are the giver of gifts. Give us what we need so that we can bring balance back to the world. Or else. There's a big or else in that. That's the square. And then they are in a trine. Trine is flow. That's when the energy is moving back and forth and there is a coherence. There is working together. And they're in a trine with Pluto. Pluto, death and transformation. Pluto that's already activated because he rules Scorpio, which is holding the full moon energy right now. And this is a long trine. It's been going on for a while and it's going to continue. And Pluto is probably going, I haven't really looked at it, but I know Pluto vibrates back and forth. He does retrogrades and goes, and he moves really slowly. So we're looking at least all of 2021 where Pluto and Algol are working together. So the demonized goddess who comes with the sword is hanging out with the god of the underworld, the unconscious, for a massive transmutation of consciousness on a planetary scale. Scary shit, isn't it? It's my life purpose to help the world be ready, or at least to help individuals get ready. So I don't know about you, but chances are if you're born at this time, it's also your life purpose to play a role in this as well. And if you're wondering how that works, there's a lot that I can help you with. So just reach out to me, whether it's sexual healing, initiation into your divine feminine, your womb wisdom, or you just want to start with an astrology program and see what your chart says. I can help. Just thought I'd let you know. I don't want to send you off with all this wild and crazy and possibly heavy information and not let you know that there's help for you. What else is going on here? I can't not talk about Vesta. Vesta is trine the full moon, the sun in Taurus. Vesta is in Virgo. She just went direct a couple of days ago on Tuesday. Vesta has been holding space. Vesta is the priestess, and in Virgo, I see her expanding even more as the high priestess. She could be a ruler. And some people say that Black Moon Lilith is a ruler, or that Chiron is a ruler of Virgo. People are trying to figure out who besides Mercury works with Virgo. And I think that's because Virgo, in this kind of reductive, patriarchal view of the zodiac, Virgo's like a nitpicker, low self-esteem kind of person. We tend to really do a serious reduction on her power. She is the priestess. She is woman before patriarchy. Woman in control of herself, in full possession of herself. And she is also an administrator and someone who pays attention to detail, because whether you're doing ritual or whether you're administering the temple wealth, details matter. So let's expand. Let's literally open our hearts and wombs and legs to a deeper and broader, more expansive understanding to the meaning of Virgo, and let Vesta at home as the high priestess in Virgo teach us. And she has been connected to Black Moon Lilith in Taurus. And they have been making several exact trines. But really, both of them are holding so much energy there in these two earth signs that the trine has just been continuous for 9 months. And the fact that Vesta entered Virgo within 24 hours of Black Moon Lilith entering Taurus last fall, and they are leaving their respective signs, moving into the air sign of Gemini and Libra, respectively, within 24 hours of each other. Wow. That blows my mind. That's one of the things I love about astrology, these synchronicities that tell you to pay attention. There's something really important going on here. So Virgo has been at home, Vesta has been at home in Virgo, connecting right now to the sun and connecting to the moon. So she is saying all the things that I've said you can use this full moon energy for, to explore the deeper places. She's holding space. Vesta, among other things, represents, one of the main things she represents on a personal level, she is your inner priestess. She activates the sacred fire in your womb or in your hara. Male and female have this both. She is keeping that flame burning of your life force, your sexual energy. So with sexuality and sensuality activated in both Scorpio and Taurus, Vesta is saying, I am stoking the flame. I am tending the altar. Whatever you need to do, you have the energy to do. Tap into this. Surrender your mind and your resistance and feel it. And this is a beautiful way to prepare for Beltane season. I am looking at the triple conjunction in Pisces between Nessus, Pallas Athene, and Lilith asteroid, which is the internalized, demonized goddess. And they are all right there. They're being amplified by a conjunction, by a square to the great attractor. So there's a lot of energy right there. Personal healing energy, the resources of the intellect. So you surrender your mind, but then your mind can come back in and serve you with some confidence and a way, an interpretation of what's going on, and letting you know, what do you do now that you've shifted? Lilith, the disowned inner feminine, the beauty of her is as soon as you look at her and say, how can I help you? What do you need? How have you been ignored, shamed, abused, numbed out? How can I feed you? Well, you know what she's going to say? She's going to say, stand under the light of that full moon and let it shine upon me. Tap into all of your feminine power. Tap into Venus and Black Moon Lilith and Algol and Vesta and the very moon herself nourish me with this energy. And then Nessus will heal. Nessus he represents the shadow, the hard part of healing. He represents the wound and then the gold beneath it. And today is Earth Day. And you know, I'm looking, there is a conjunction between Eris and Ceres on the full moon. And I really have got to look at the chart of today. I didn't do it before this reading. But Ceres is in a conjunction with Eris as we speak. She is probably applying, probably a little bit before Eris, because she moves much faster than Eris, but still very close. Eris is discord and chaos. Ceres is nourishment, both the inner nourishment of taking care of yourself, self-care, self-love, but also the nourishment that comes from the earth, from nature, from being in nature, from eating good food, from recognizing that the earth is our food source and our water source and our air source. So I will close by saying on this day, Earth Day 2021, we're honoring. I'm feeling into what does it mean that our nurture is merging her energies with the goddess of discord. My default measurement of Eris and discord is that uppity women need to tap into Eris energy. We need to not be afraid of upsetting the people in our world, the system, the status quo. And so I think all of us need to make some noise on behalf of the earth today, and on behalf of our inner Lilith, and on behalf of Black Moon Lilith, and on behalf, and let Algol speak through us. Let the Lilith star in her ferocity speak through us. Just as an aside, my partner woke up at 4:22 this morning on 4:22. He told me, he just popped awake. I woke up, I went downstairs at 6:22, and then he let me know he was awake and ready for coffee at 7:22. I'm going to be watching June 22nd and July 22nd to see what happens. I think I've got a premonition going here. Oh my goodness, this is so much fun. I thank you for listening. Let me know if you would like a reading. I am booking for May. And I wish you a very blessed, joyous, and sensual full moon in Scorpio.